Hello, champions. Okay, so this is chapter 1 Ratio and Proportion Indices and Logarithms, Unit 2 Proportions Revision. Okay, so what is proportion? An equality of two ratios. So, suppose the ratios here are A is to B and C is to D. If they are equal, they are called that they are in proportion. Okay, what does A, B, C, D known as? They are terms of proportion. Okay, so what are the properties that they have? A and D. A into D is equals to B into C. So that is product of extremes is equals to product of means. Okay, so how does proportions used to solve problems? For example, we have seen that A and B are two men. Their ages are in 2 is to 3 ratio. Suppose B's age is 30 years, then how will you calculate A's age? 30 into 2 divided by 3. That is 20. Okay. Another example we have seen that suppose a man's income is increased in 2 is to 3 ratio and the increased amount is 50 rupees, right? So X is the original income and X plus 50 is the new income. So by cross multiplication, you get 2x plus 100 is equals to 3x. So x is 100. Hence, the original income was 100 and new income was 150. Okay. So A, B, C, D, they are first term, second term, third term and fourth terms of proportion. First and fourth term, that is A and D, are called extremes or extreme terms. Second and third terms are called means or middle terms. D is the fourth proportional and they have properties. Product of extremes is equals to product of means. This rule is known as cross product rule. If in exam you are asked what is cross product rule, you should be able to write answer as A into D is equals to B into C. However, there will be questions asked on this proportion, this rule basically. Okay, so there are three quantities. So what is continuous proportion? If suppose there are three quantities, they are in proportion as A by B or A is to B is equals to B is to C or B by C. When these two terms are same, so that means there are three terms. Okay, so B square is equals to AC by cross product rule, right? So these three terms are known as in continuous proportion, correct? So B is equals to square root of first and third term, right? So what will be B known as? It will be called as mean proportional. It is called as mean proportional between A and C. A is the first proportional and C is the third proportional. Hence, A and B are in continuous proportion. Okay, when three or more numbers are so related that the ratio of the first to the second, second to third and third to fourth are equal, they are in continued proportion. So basically A by B is equals to B by C is equals to C by D and goes on. These terms, these numbers, these ratios will be said to be in continued proportion. So A, B, C, D here in this example, X, Y, Z, W, P and Q are in continued proportion. If a ratio is equal to the reciprocal of the other, suppose A is to B is equals to B is to A, then either of them is in inverse or reciprocal proportion of the other. For example, 5 by 4 is inverse proportion of 4 by 5 and vice versa. This is inverse, I mean to say. This is this would be, just a minute. Okay, inverse, correct? Okay. Note, in a ratio A is to B, both quantities must be of same kind, right? So in proportion and ratio, what is the difference? So in a ratio, A is to B is a ratio. So both of them are in same units, same quantities. Maybe both are in rupees. Okay. And suppose there is a proportion C is to D as well, and they are in kgs. So still they can be called as proportion. So one ratio should be with same units and another ratio should be of same units but can be different to each other. Okay. So all four quantities need not be of same type. The first two quantities should be of same kind and last two quantities should be of same kind. Here you can see example. 6 and 8 are in rupees and 12 and 16 are in toffees, that is numbers. So example 1. Okay, so if you have to find out whether they are in proportion, so what will you do? Product of extremes into product of means, just multiply. Here as well, product of extremes and product of means. How are you going to solve? 10 by 3 into 5 by 4 is equals to x into 5 by 2. So 2 5s are 2, 2s are, so 25. Okay, so you're going to see, cancel out these two as well and you get 5 to 3. X is 5 to 3. In the third example as well, you're going to solve as fourth proportional, right? So x, fourth is x, suppose. So 2 by 3 into x is equals to 3 by 7 into 4. So 2, 2, correct? So it will be 7 by 9. Sorry, 7 by, just a minute. Let me write it again. 2 by 3, correct, into 4 is equals to 3 by 7 into x. This is x. Okay, so x is equals to 7 into 2 into 4 divided by 9. Okay, am I doing it correct? 7 4s are 28. Just a minute. Okay, so okay, I'm just writing the numbers incorrectly. Let me solve it again. 2 by 3 into x is equals to 3 by 7 into 4. Okay, now let's take the terms over to the right side. So x is equals to 3 into 4 into 3 divided by 2 into 7. So 2 2s are, so 3 3s are 9, 9 2s are 18 by 7. I hope you understood. It is just simple calculation which I just did. Okay, third proportion again. There are only three numbers, so that means b square. 9.6 square is equals to 2.4 into x. So take this over here. What will you get? 38.4. Similarly, mean proportional means middle term. So x square is equals to 1.25 into 1.8. So for x, you have to just square root the product. Okay. Properties of proportion important. You will have to remember the names of the properties as well and what does it mean. Okay, so what is cross multiplication or cross product rule? When this is already given, this proportion is already given, then AD is equals to BC, that is product of extremes is equals to product of means. What is invertendo then? Same thing is already given, A is to B and C is to D, then you have to just inverse B by A is equals to D by C. What is alternando? You just have to alternate. Okay, A by B and C by D is already given, so take this numerator here and denominator of this to the right side. So it will be A by C and B by D. This is D. Okay, correct. So next is componendo. So componendo you should remember as adding 1. Okay, plus 1. A by B plus 1. C by D. Okay, A by B plus 1 is equals to C by D plus 1. Simplify. So if you remember how it is calculated, you won't have to remember the ratio. Okay. Dividendo, you have to subtract 1 from both the ratios. Okay, and then simplify. Componendo and dividendo both add, subtract, and then divide equation 1 by 2. Okay, and then you will get this. What is addendo then? When there are two or more ratios which are equal, then A is to B is equals to C is to D is equals to E is to F, E is to E, E is to F, then this is all this is also equal to A plus C plus E divided by B plus D plus F. And similarly, what about subtrahendo? A is to B is C is to D is E is to F is equals to A minus C minus E divided by B minus D minus F. Okay. Example 1. So now there are 3 examples which are important. So I would like you to all to pay attention over here. Okay, so given is A by B is equals to C by D is equals to 2.5 by 1.5. So suppose the second one we will solve like an addendo A plus C divided by B plus D. So all these ratios are equal, hence when you remove the decimal you get 5:3. And what about the first, this question AD? So A by B is equals to C by D. Okay, so AD is equals to BC. Okay, so AD by BC, when they are same, they will give 1. The denominator is also 1. Okay, so the ratio is 1:1. Correct. Example 2. How to solve this example? Here it is given proof. Maybe in the question in the exam you will be asked what is this equation value. Okay, so A is to 3 is equals to B by 4. Sorry, A by 3 is equals to B by 4 is equals to C by 7. Suppose it is equals to K. So A is 3K, B is 4K, C is 7K. So A plus B plus C is 3K. Okay, 3K plus 4K plus 7K divided by 7K, which is equals to 14K divided by 7K, which is equals to 2. Hence proof. Important example, example 3. A dealer mixes tea costing 6.92. So this is cost price. Okay, this you have to remember that there are two types of teas dealer is mixing, type A and type B. Okay, and these are cost price. The mixture sells at 8.8, so this is selling price. So you have to find out the mixture's cost price. So selling price, profit and cost price. If you subtract profit from selling price, you get cost price. So suppose selling price is 100, profit is 17.5. Cross price will become 82.5. So given selling price is 8.8. Okay, so what is the cost price? 7.26 and profit 1.54. So we here cost price is important, 7.26. So How will you find the ratio of the mixture? For example, dealer is selling 100 kgs. So suppose 6.92 rupee type tea, he is selling X kgs, and 7.77 he is selling 100 minus X kgs, which is equals to the cost price is 7.26 into 100. So solve the equation. It will come as 6.92x plus 777 minus 7.77x is equals to 726. So 0.85 equals to 51 and x will be 60. Hence the type B will be 100 minus x will be 40. So the ratio will be 60 is to 40. So this is the simplest way to solve this question, and you will be able to remember it very easily. That is all with this topic. See you in the next video. Thank you.